Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's always so lovely to meet you here. Welcome back subscribers, and welcome for the first time new viewers and subscribers. I just want to take this time and tell you guys that I appreciate you so much for supporting my channel and tuning in as my channel grows. And I just appreciate you guys. So the goal is to grow more. Once I reach 1,000 subscribers, I am able to go live. And I enjoy the faceless communication as of now because I just like that one-on-one where you guys can see me and I can see you guys. And I prefer to do that during live readings and live presence. So don't forget to subscribe at the bottom, because as you subscribe, that helps my channel to grow. And then I'm able, once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I am able to go live. And that way, you know, you can see me and I can see you guys on the feed, in the premiere, and just in general while I'm recording the video. So it'll seem more personable. So let's just do that. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and click the notification bell so that we stay energetically connected and you are notified each time I upload a video. And this video today is about the male ego. So this video is about males. This video is for males. It's not specifically for males, it's for everybody. But I am speaking to the men in this video, okay? And this is specifically for men who are successful, who egomaniacs, successful egomaniacs. That's what this video is for. And that's not meant in a demeaning or disrespectful way or in a negative way at all. All right, and we're going to break down what is ego, what is ego perceived to be, and the different type of egos, and to identify where you are an egomaniac, and some traits to identify about yourself, just some enlightening, and also ways to start to work on healing what's underneath the ego, what's underneath the surface. And this is to aid you in healing. Okay, so then that way, if you aren't able to communicate effectively, hopefully after you finish listening to this video, you can start working on that. And then, you know, that would be something that you can work on so you can master that. And as a successful man, a successful businessman, I know you can do it, because you can do anything you put your mind to. That's just what that is. So even in the back, I'm playing something for just like some soothing, and it's to remove mental blockages. So this is 432 hertz. And the frequency is to remove mental blockages and subconscious negativity, and to dissolve negative patterns. All right, so that's something that I'm making sure I play for y'all, because, you know, I also have a lot of male clients. Most of my clients are men. Okay, and I definitely had to learn how to work with men with egos. And the clients that I have, they range from different niches and different interests and backgrounds. So not every man or every male that you run into is the same. And that's also what I want to just let people know. Like, yeah, there's men are men and women are women. Yes, that's very true. But instead of looking at it like that, I like to go below the surface more. Every man is not the same. Every man does not think the same, does not do things the same way. Just like every woman is not the same. They don't think the same. They don't do things the same way. Yes, a woman is a woman and a man is a man, but we are all individuals at the same time. So this video is also to enlighten those to understand that if you put people in one, it's not good to put everybody in one compartment and say everybody is the same. And I feel that the male with the egomaniac, there is something that you want someone to see in you that they haven't saw yet, a more delicate side of you. And if you keep in mind what is an ego? Okay, so an ego is pretty much a person's a person's sense of self-importance, self-worth, self-respect, self-esteem. And look at it like this, visualize this. The more your ego is turned up, that's the masculine. The less your ego is turned down, that's your feminine energy. We all have masculine and feminine energy. Everybody does. And your ego, the higher parts, the more aggressive side of your ego comes out when it feels the need to protect the more feminine side of your ego, which is like your feelings, your deepest desires, things that are very fragile to you. And your masculine, your ego, the masculine part of your ego comes in and it shuts shit down when it feels like something is threatening your more feminine energies. So that's the way to just like look at that. Okay, and ego, the way the ego operates is based on the reality, the principles, what satisfies a person's desires, what's realistic to them, what's socially appropriate, things like that. Okay, so that's what operates the ego. And a healthy ego allows us to grow with a sense of strong resilience, a sense of love for self, the ability to solve problems creatively. Okay, it helps us develop meaningful relationships with others, and it just gives us a sense of security. A healthy ego gives us a sense of security. It gives us a sense of accomplishment. It gives us like a calmness, a surety of ourselves. All right, so a negative ego or a fragile ego is the result of negative experiences that has been experienced in a social environment. Okay, and a fragile ego has also it also comes from the lack of parental care or guidance when you were younger. That's not to badmouth your parent or anything like that, but when there's a lack of parental care, a child will develop an attachment, and that attachment is influenced with the strength of your ego, if that makes sense. Okay, and so you'll be quick to respond to criticism, to jokes that are towards you in the ways where you haven't healed. It will trigger something in you, in the way that you behave. Okay, it will affect how you feel about being rejected or not considered for something. Okay, how you accept a loss, whether that a loss of a job, a loss of a person, You didn't make it first place, you made it third place, just things like that. All right. Now, during my years of coaching, I've conducted case studies, and the case studies were in different categories, and one of those categories are with men with egos, successful men with huge egos. And it was a learning curve for me. I don't speak on anything that I'm not proficient in. I don't speak of anything I have not experienced, because the best way that you can speak on something is if you've experienced it, or if you know what you're talking about, not just read about it, but you actually experienced it, you implement it, and you know what it's like on both ends, healed and not healed, or not healed and healed. So I only speak on things that I know, just period. And so for the male, when I had to learn how to deal with males, and because I'm so empathetic and I'm so caring naturally, that could be taken out of place by some men who feels that if a woman is nice to them, that automatically means that she's attracted to them or she's interested in them romantically. And that's so not the case with me. I love to work with men because I enjoy the masculine energy around me. Some men are less catty than women. Men are just cool, they simple. And I like that, and give out big brother vibes. And I grew up around men, brothers, cousins, uncles, and just throughout my life, I've just been around men, and they cool. So as a businesswoman, I had to understand how to work with men with different egos. And like I said before, every man is not the same. And so I also apologize, like if I'm going over what I'm saying. Is just I get so many downloads, and I don't like to just talk just to talk. So I take pauses, and I have to like think, and I'm seeing like visuals, and I'm, it's like a lot. So as I communicate, because none of this is scripted, it's just me just kicking it with you. And so if I just pause for a second, just bear with me. I'm allowing it to come from a natural place. I'm allowing it to come from a patient place. Okay? So I just want to say that. So I've came in contact with men who understand what a transaction is. We meet, we exchange, a successful exchange of words in a session, just of information, a session, a life coaching session, a reading, and then that's it. The session is over, you go home. And then there's other men who feel that because they've opened up to me in such a way where it's so meaningful and felt, and I reached places within them that they didn't even know about themselves. And then those individuals feel that because we've reached that depth within them, that now they are entitled to me as a romantic interest, as a relationship, as a wife. And this is where, after coming in contact with like the sixth person, it was like at person 6, I couldn't take it anymore. It may have been the 8th, I don't know, but anyway, I had to figure out another avenue to communicate. So I went back to the drawing board completely. And I also decided to conduct a case study. Well, I was already conducting a case study, but then this is where I purposely conduct a case study. And I was able to like compartmentalize everything and to understand where we started and where we went wrong. Okay. So I put a lot of thought and work and effort and energy into what I do because I really care. It's not about a person. It's not like how a therapist, no shade to therapists, but it's not like how a therapist is where you're relying on me each week to pacify you. No, we're going to meet up. We're going to have a conversation. I'm going to be truthful and honest and gentle and empathetic with you, but I'm also going to be stern. I'm going to be very honest. I'm going to go according to your speed, how I feel energetically and intuitively on how to care for you during our sessions. And our sessions are completely platonic and professional. So I had to, after even including this in the terms and conditions, because I was getting some male clients who were sex addicts, and they started to send me inappropriate things, and it was not acceptable. And so I was like, okay, this is not going to work out because you feel that I've unmasked things about you that you keep from other people, that now you feel that you can come at me with it, but then it's also in a disrespectful manner because you feel that when you come at me, I have to accept, and understanding that accepting is a choice. And then also, this is not while we are interacting anyway. It's for professional purposes, and it's for purposes to help you to grow and to overcome this. So in some instances, I didn't mind that they did it to me, because I'm going to stop it right here. And that way, maybe the next person that they encounter won't receive this treatment or this type of communication from them, because they were checked finally by somebody who's going to say something and make it right. So men who feel entitled to whatever they feel entitled to are men that need some serious healing. Men that are very distant needs healing. Men that are very aggressive and angry and short-fused needs healing. Men that are loud, obnoxious, and overindulgent needs healing. Men that are too timid to speak up for themselves and to take up for themselves and to admit that they have some underlying issues that need some addressing are men that need healing. Men that are overly self-sacrificing to be accepted by others, by women, are men who need healing. Men who feel that it's better to be alone and suffer in silence are men that needs healing. Men that feels that they are unlovable and they are not smart, not educated enough. They don't have enough. They are not enough. Are men that needs healing. Men that attaches to each woman who show motherly vibes are men that needs healing. And truth is, we all need healing. So if you fit in these categories, if I missed a category and you know that you need healing, just accept it within yourself right now. Nobody has to know that you are interested in healing wounds that they have no knowledge of. Also, men who know that you need healing, but you are afraid to say something. You are afraid to reveal this part of you to someone that you love dearly. So you feel as though that you are masking reality. You are living a lie. And you are walking on eggshells because of it. Are men that needs healing. Men that gauge their self-worth based off of material goods and based off of things that they can actually that are tangible, and this is how they gauge their self-worth, are men who needs healing. I want you to think about this. I moved to say this. When your parents were raising you, they did the best that they thought they could do at that time. Looking at it from an empathetic point of view, regardless if you feel it's bullshit or not, regardless if you feel that you are done dirty or not, regardless if you feel that with the resilience and the strength and the resources that you are able to accumulate, if you feel that they could have accumulated that, then release the need to compare yourself to them or to anyone else. And just accept quietly and soundly and say this affirmation to yourself. I accept the fact that I need healing. And I am going to be very patient with myself during this process. I accept the fact that I need healing. And I'm going to be very patient with myself during this process. I need you to know that you are not the only person that needs to be healed. You are not the only person that is going through something. Your experiences is your own. Yes. Yes, it is. It is. And if you look at how you are successful today, you transmuted that energy from pain into power in some aspect or another. Okay? And the fact that you still feel there's a void missing lets you know that even when you gain the material parts of it, you still lack the spiritual parts of understanding. You know how to get a bag. Okay? You know how to flip a coin. You know how to make that money. You know how to get it 3 ways. You know. But even when you know that even though you have things to where you may want it in a physical sense, you are lacking the spiritual sense of it all. And this is how you heal. When you change your perspective, even in the presence of something that you want and you don't have, even when you change your perspective, you allow healing to start taking place. Healing does not happen overnight. It is a gradual process. And the more that you are patient and understanding with yourself, and you move with your intuitive nudges to care for yourself, or to create boundaries, or to cut something off, or to cut somebody off, or to eat better, or to work out, or to take some quiet time, or to raise your prices, or whatever it is, literally like whatever it is, you are intuitively moved to do that. And when you go against your own grain of feeling, then that creates a pile of stuff. Okay? Rocks in your backpack that's filling up. Every time that you go against your own grain of something, you are ignoring a part of yourself. Let me say this. Your ego, the masculine part, Whenever you decide to ignore something, you are neglecting the feminine parts of your ego that needs you. You have to be balanced. And being balanced with masculine and feminine, and with lightness and darkness, that is a healthy balance. That is the balance that's needed. Even though you are a male, possessing feminine energy is not a bad thing at all. Okay, so I'm going to pull some cards and see what comes out. But I want you to accept and think about an experience where you were enraged and something pissed you off. And although you may be looking at it like somebody cut you off while you were driving and they slammed their brakes, and it took you out of your thought process of concentrating while you was on the road. You could have been thinking and planning and just relaxing. And this drive was your window where you were relaxing in between meetings or anything like that. And this individual cut you off, and it created rage within you. And you began to act out because you were triggered. Your masculine energy was triggered to protect you, to protect your feminine energy. And think about why you flipped out on the road. Not just because this person cut you off and slammed on their brakes and cussed you out as if it was your problem, or you did something to them. Think about it a little deeper than that. Go a little deeper, because what you think is the issue on the surface is not the issue at all. So let's think about it like this. Look at it from this perspective. You riding, you driving, you grooving, you laid back in the car, and you just driving to wherever you're driving to. Somebody jump in front of you. They cut you off. They slam their brakes. You act out. And then now you're going back and forth arguing while driving with this individual. And then now, where you were once calm, it is now turned into road rage. All right, let's stop there. Now understand that you have some anger issues. Let's not say it like that, because I don't diagnose anything, and I don't like to look at anything from a negative perspective, but to just call it what it is. So the fact that you became so enraged when this person cut you off, this was a trigger. Not only because they were disrespectful, there was disrespect associated with this. Yes, it was disrespectful. Looking at it from an empathetic point of view, it could have been more than that with the person that was in the vehicle. But there are some people that are just ugly inside. Let's just be honest. But keep in mind, it always stemmed from something else. But let's keep going. There's some people that show some ugly traits. And you don't even have to dig that deep into them to see how ugly a person is. That's very true. But why did that piss you off so much? Was it just because of the disrespect? Or was it because of something else? Now think back in your childhood. Think back in your teenage times. Think back when you were younger. That fear stemmed from something. Now, the particular story, like the energy that I'm getting right now, is an individual who, when they were younger, the same thing happened to them when their father was driving and their mother was on the passenger side and they were in the back seat. and I'm seeing like a gray panda, not a panda. It's like a gray stuffed animal. And anyway, maybe like 5 or 6. 5, 6, or 8. And the same thing happened. And instead, there was an accident and your parents were hurt and you weren't. And this stuck with you throughout your life. And so, with it already being fearful to drive, but understanding that you have to drive, this particular incident brought a feeling of anxiety that stemmed from something from your childhood that you were unable to identify. So we have to keep in mind that everything that we've experienced has some type of result on us long term. And we have to keep in mind that the most beneficial thing that we receive from this experience itself, is knowledge. We receive knowledge from this. We receive feelings from this. And when it's put in a proper perspective and when we are honest with ourselves, it's so hard. It could be so hard to be honest with yourselves, because then that brings up more feelings and it leaves you vulnerable. And that's tapping into your feminine energy, because anytime you try to dig up feelings within you that has been buried or that's uncomfortable or fragile to talk about and to deal with, that is your feminine energy. And it's also just like a childhood wound. Like, you can keep going as high as you want in your life, and it's like while your adult self is living your best life, your childhood self is living in a closet, afraid, holding on to a stuffed animal, like, somebody come rescue me. I need my adult self to come rescue me. So look at it like that, okay? And the best way to heal is to find your childhood self and your 5-year-old self, or whatever age you were when you felt that you were abandoned or mistreated in some way. And it's time to hold your hand out and to grab your own hand. Your adult self, grab your child hand, your childhood self hand, and pull them in close and give them a hug and was like, I am going to protect you. We are going to heal. Because when we know better, we do better, okay? And the ideal is because we have so many different conditionings in like our cultures and our how we respond, and like what am I trying to say? How we respond to our surroundings, how we are conditioned in our surroundings has a lot to do with how we respond as adults. So I'm gonna pull a couple cards and see what comes out. nurturing. Gaia, nurturing. Let's pick out another card. Everything that you want to connect with, connects with you. So even if you're feeling that you are alone, even if you're feeling that you have everything in the world that you could possibly have in the material realm, and you lacking things emotionally, you lacking things spiritually, just know that everything that you want wants you. And the reason why you are feeling this sense that you're missing something is because it's not too far-fetched to get it. And we can stagnate our own healing and our own awareness just by being so stubborn and refusing to change, even when we are energetically and intuitively moved to do that. It feels safer to stay in the same place that we are in. And also, it's so important to understand the vibrations that you are surrounding yourself with. Okay, like attract like. And it's not healthy to be in toxic relationships. And most of us are probably not even aware when we are in a toxic relationship because it is our normal. Like for me, example, I didn't realize that the relationships that I have been surrounding myself with were toxic. And the relationships that were coming in that were healthy, I was opposed to them in some way. It felt like, quote unquote, like too clean because I was so used to the drama of it all. And different levels of drama is different. But what I'm saying is like it would fit, the individual. But be mindful of who you surround yourself with, because you can be absorbing someone else's energy and not even know it, and their beliefs and the things that they say that you absorb. You start to believe that these are your own thoughts and feelings, but really it is that of someone else, and that you took it as your own. And because of their experiences, you are allowing yourself to be stagnant because they have not had a good experience in their life, and they have projected that onto you through conversations, through actions, and through like relatable interests. Okay, pull one more card. All right. Exactly. Okay. So the 3 cards that come out is Gaia, nurturing, Winter Solace, reflection, and ancestors, generation. So this card is completely is obvious. Heal the generational curse and wounds that keep recycling and resurfacing in your life. You were only meant to live that one time, but you're going to relive it as many times as you need to until you get the message, until you clear this karmic debt, until you stop looking at it as an ailment or a disease or something bad, until you stop looking at yourself as like something that's not worthy. Like you may think because that you are accomplished and you are successful that you've experienced all there is to experience. And although you feel a void inside, you fulfill that with material desires. And that's cool, but that's only going to last for so long until you realize that you still need what you need internally, and that although your environment is plush and you're not lacking anything on a material level, you're still lacking much within. So it's saying to go within, to reflect, to nurture yourself, to understand that you deserve nurturing. So do not feel guilty when you want love, when you want affection, when you want attention, when you want it your way. Do not look at that as a negative, but understanding that you have to feed and you have to nurture the feminine side of you that is lacking. You have to nurture the childhood side of you that's hid in a closet and that needs you to come out and rescue them, and to let them know that, okay, we went through this, but we went through this because it was to help us to get older. And as your adult self takes your childhood self by the hand, and you come to understanding that you are one, and is really mindful to be to reflect. You look at this reflection card as for you to reflect on your behavior, your current behavior, your patterns. Also, for you to reflect on where this may have come from. It would be ideal to actually be able to write this down, or to record this with a voice or something. That way you can kind of gauge where you are learning and accepting things about yourself. And then also, I look at this card as to let you know that the people are around you reflect where your mindset is currently at. Okay? Because if you are surrounded by 5 people, you are going to be the 6th, whether that's the 6th homeless person, the 6th billionaire, the 6th healed person, the 6th Olympian, whatever it is. Just understand that when you surround yourself by certain people, you are absorbing their information. You are absorbing the information, and you are absorbing that influence. So as you listen to someone, you are absorbing the way that they communicate. So eventually you're going to communicate similar to this individual. Although you are yourself, you're going to pick up on their communication methods, and this is how you're going to respond. And just like if you're working out with somebody and you are around this person all the time and you notice, then you're going to start working out as well, because it's going to be motivational and interesting to you. And, like attract like. So just be mindful of the company that you keep. And if you're not aware of if an individual, you've been around these people for so long and you're not aware if they are toxic or not, because that could be the case too. You cannot know that some of the people that you've been around and you've put on a pedestal, that they are just not good for you. You may not see that. You may not know that. And it's important to pray. It's important to pray to God. And regardless if you believe in God or whatever, it's important for you to pray and to ask your angels as well and say, just guide me and show me what it is that I need to learn about this situation, about this part of me that needs to be healed. Reveal the parts of me that need to heal. Also, you can ask directly by saying, please reveal the people who does not have my best interests at heart. That's something that you can ask for. And also you can ask for reveal the parts of me that I see in other people. Because there can be some traits about somebody that you do not like, but it's a reason why you don't like those traits. Now, it could be because you have these same traits, or it could be because these traits are triggered through something that you don't like. But it's really important to be able to identify, because once you identify and become aware, then that's a strength that you just gained. Okay, the whole point is to transfer your pain into power, and not just in the material realm, but also spiritually and energetically and emotionally. So understand that your sides of your ego that's acting up is your more masculine side that is protecting your more feminine side. Okay, and when you notice that you popping off, or you about to pop off, catch yourself and be like, but what about this that I really not like, before I just go off and just do something crazy? Let me just think about, what is it about this situation that really just rubbed me the wrong way, and accept it for what it is. The next card that come out says ancestors and generations. Everything that you want wants you. Everything that you've been desiring is your reality, even if you don't know how to get there. So, and also, as I look at this ancestor card and generations, change the generational narrative of your family traits and this curse and this your belief system. Your belief system is not working for you. It's not working for you. The same thing that your parents did, and the same thing that their parents did, and the same thing that their parents did is not working for you. You don't have to abide by these unwritten rules of conforming to something that doesn't even serve you. Also, you stepping outside the box will help those around you that have been fearful and that have been projecting upon you this whole time. You stepping outside the box is going to enlighten them, and it's going to motivate them. Like I said before, the people that you are surrounded with, you share the energies. So as you take the time out to be like, okay, I'm gonna step outside the box for myself, even if you may get some pushback about it, you are encouraging. Your growth is going to be seen, felt, and experienced by the person or people around you, and you're eventually going to give them courage to go out and do it. It's just like that little weirdo where people are like, oh, that person weird, and then that person is a genius. So you step outside, and even though they may get pushback, like, oh, okay, this may look weird, this may not be what everybody else is conforming to, but it works. It works for this individual. It's okay to be you, and it's okay to go back in and to heal the parts of you, because as long as you waking up each day, you were able to check something off your list that you didn't check off yesterday. But also be patient with yourself too, but you don't have to conform to the structure of a broken society. All right, let's get another card. Card that comes out, it says shaman, ancient healing wisdom. Exactly. And a shaman has gone through so many different things. One second. Let me give you the definition of a shaman. Okay. A shaman is a tribal healer who can act as a medium between visible world and the spirit world. Okay, so, but also for a shaman to be able to do this, they have experienced, oh my God, so many depths of pain, so many rebirths. They've experienced so many things. So in order for a person to be able to heal, they must have previously been broken down to the point of no return, and they understand what it's like to go through that pain, what it's like to go through the process of identifying the pain and facing it head on, and going through those emotions of the dark night of the soul, to be able to come out and see the light at the end of the tunnel, and to address these wounds head on, and to accept these wounds. So once you accept your wounds and you look back at the scar and you respect that scar, figuratively speaking, that's when you know that you are healed. Okay? So just like a shaman goes internal, so being that you have to be that medium for yourself of the physical and the spiritual realm. You have to be that medium for yourself. And it doesn't matter if you're not religious. It's spiritual. Everything is spiritual, regardless if you're religious or not. That doesn't. Okay. Let's pull another card. Focus. Crystals. Focus on healing. Crystals. Get you some healing crystals. And if you're not familiar with healing crystals and how they serve a purpose and aiding in healing your chakras and healing the energies around you, and just having that that good energy generator in your atmosphere is really important. Also, cleaning your energies. I provide those services. So the information will be in the description box below. So you can take advantage of that information if you would like. And and then if you don't know any crystals, or you can also research them. Okay, so like the heart chakra, to work on your heart chakra, you can get a rose quartz. Okay, that's like the most common. And the reason why I say heart chakra is because you're working on things that's within your heart and how you feel and the pain that you've been holding in with all of your heartbreak and all of that. A rose quartz is one of the things that you can use to help with that. Also, you can use, it's not a crystal, but a hematite. You can get a hematite ring, a hematite stone. You can also get like a hematite medallion if you wanted to go around your neck. And what that does is then that absorbs the negative energy around you and your own negative energies as well. So it acts as a magnet to pull out the negative energies within you and around you. Okay, and it's absorbed inside of the material. So that's something that you can get to, just so you can start just like being conscious of your energies and the energies around you. That's what I would suggest first. A rose quartz and hematite. Okay, and yeah, that's it for right now. That's what I would suggest to start with. Number one. Also, cleaning your energy is super important. And look, that's crazy. That's the next card. Purify, rain. Going back within and healing yourself is a very strenuous, very tedious process. And it's so emotional too. You have to be comfortable with, like I said before, tapping into your feminine energies, tapping into your childhood energies, and less of the masculine energies, because when you were a child, you were free. You allow what feelings that you have to surface. If you needed to cry, if you needed to shout, if you were super ecstatic about something, you would show that. You wouldn't try to dumb that down as a way to be cool or a way to conform to whatever. You would express yourself. And so that's exactly what it is that you have to learn how to do over again. Clean, rain, purification. Focusing and on your healing is going to purify you. It's going to release a lot within you. Also, the rain is cry. Let it out. Let it out. Like, let it out. Another thing that this purification is, make sure that you clean your energy. And what you can do that is, you can do that with Palo Santo. Okay, and you can do that with sage as well. When you are burning sage, please be careful. Use, make sure that, because the pieces can drop off and it can like burn your clothing, your carpet, your floor. It can burn different things. So just make sure that when you are using sage, you are using it responsibly. I personally like to sage and cleanse my energy, and those energies that I cleanse, I like to cleanse them outside, because as the smoke touch your skin and your clothing and it release that energy, I like for it to just go in the air versus it going in a house or in a car, just like for that energy to be released. So if you can, cleanse your energy outside, I would suggest that more than anything. But also just knowing that you need to clean your energy. It literally resets everything. It also acts as it cleans the air as well, and it also cleans. Like my son has eczema, and when he had a really, really bad flare up, I just saged his eczema scar and placed my hand over it for maybe like 5 minutes, and I just like prayed over it, and the next day it was completely gone. And the his skin was not dark. It actually lightened up like 10 shades lighter than what it was before I saged him. So it's like some really powerful stuff. So yes, I would definitely suggest that. Okay, and you can purchase that from a metaphysical store. You may purchase it for like online, like Amazon, or any metaphysical store that you or somebody else may know, where you can get the ideas. Also, there's a link below to my link tree, and then I have like little smudge kits that you can get as well, and it's just a link to Amazon where you can get it. Let me think. Okay, anything else? I'm going to pull a light worker card. The program that I have available is the Healer's Journey, and that is a 6 months hands-on program for my clients, where and in that program I'm only taking 10 clients at a time, because I have I'm so hands-on during this process of your healing, especially in your 3rd and 4th month, when you are experiencing the dark night of the soul. It's really just like birth. It's just like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Give yourself 9 months to heal. Once your healing is initiated, give yourself 9 months to heal. I promise you. This is crazy. Like, I promise you. Okay? And even in one of my YouTube videos, a client commented. And also, you can look at the link where my clients left reviews, and some of them explain the depths of going through the healing process with me. And it's so tedious, but it's so felt. And I'm telling you, it's literally like to go from not understanding what needs to be healed to the place of everything that they touch and the thoughts that they manifest turn to gold and appear almost instantly. It's really beautiful. So like I said before, the general readings that I do, that is open anytime, but specifically for the Healer's Journey program, I'm only taking 10 clients at a time, and that is a duration for 6 months. So if you want to know more about that, you can send me an email at the email address in the description box, and I can give you further instructions on what to expect, the module breakdown, all of that. And now that is that healer's journey. That is an investment. That is you investing in yourself. Okay, if you want to book a reading or anything like that, or life coaching sessions, you may do that also. Okay, so the first card that comes out says third ray of creative intelligence. And what this picture looks like is an individual who is laying on the ground, naked, of course, but not in a sexual way. And it's showing this individual have cracks inside of them as if there was a broken glass that was like glued back together. So you can see the parts of them where they're breaking, and you see a higher self of them coming out, and they're surrounded by butterflies, and it's literally like they are connected. They are allowing their higher self to guide them, and their higher self is looking up in the light, and it's surrounded by maybe like 16 butterflies or something, from small to large. And this shows the rebirth process. This shows after going in, doing the work, this is what the results is being. You are connected to your higher self. You are allowing your intuition to guide you. You are trusting it. You are trusting yourself. You have merged your masculine and feminine energies together. You are accepting yourself for who you are, the gifts that you hold inside of you, the things that you've been not tapping into. You are finally tapping into them, and you are loving yourself as yourself in all its elements, in all its flaws, all its insecurities. You've now seen that was a catalyst for your growth. It wasn't for you to stay there and to wallow in that, but it was meant for you to go through that, to identify what your lesson was that you needed to learn, and to now walk into that power. So that's what I get from that. Also, I get the next card that says Dark Angel. Okay, and we all are spiritual beings, and we all have negative and positive, dark and light traits within us. So that does not make us bad, but that is for us to identify that we need lightness and darkness. We need good and bad. We need masculine and feminine. We need that balance. Like, we would not be balanced without that. Okay, the nighttime is not going to be night if it wasn't a day. And once it's night, we know that it's going to turn to daylight, and the cycle is going to be repeated over and over again. Just like with growing vegetations, we know that is a process. We know that you need each piece in that flow chart of growth. We need that. So if that's what everything around us needs, that's what creation needs, and we are creation as well. We need that too. Also, I'm seeing like 3 and 3, like 333. So like, if you are, notice when you see 333, okay, notice where you at, what you're thinking, what you are experiencing when you see the number 333. Also, just give acknowledgement to our Heavenly Father when you see that number, because then that's showing you that you have angelic protection. You have angelic, I'm getting angelic protection with you. Okay. The next card, like I said, 333, heart transmission. This is you working on your heart chakra. Like you said before, work on your heart chakra. Start with that first. This individual is on this card, and it's having their eyes closed with a smile on their face of contentment, of peacefulness, with both of their hands on their chest. And she's giving like a smile of peace. Okay. And in some instances, in the back of the card, is showing how she merged from the darkness into the light, because she decided to love herself. She decided to accept herself. She decided to go within and say, okay, you know what? This is the parts of me that are broken, but it wasn't meant to be broken and never repaired. It was meant to be broken and to understand. It's like cracking open a piggy bank. Just crack that boy open, okay, and see what comes out. And that's what you have to do. You have to crack yourself open and see what come out and allow it to come out. That way it's no longer confined within you and you are a free person. All right. And in the next card that comes out, it says spiritual protection. Exactly. You are spiritually protected. Go in and go ahead and heal whatever it is that you need to heal. Pray and ask for guidance while you are ask for guidance while you are going through this process, and know that you're going to come out on top. Just like how you knew that you were going to be successful, you put that work in. Just like you put that work in for your material wealth, put that work in for your spiritual and internal wealth, your emotional wealth. Put that in too. That way you have the whole package. You are the whole package. There's no one else like you. Period. Okay? Pull a message from the angels. See a message comes out. Yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind, and spiritual growth right now. Yes, so meditate. On this card, this individual is meditating, and it's showing, it's like putting a, it's like highlighting their third eye. Highlighting the third eye. Third eye chakra. So your heart chakra, make sure you clean your energy. Make sure that you meditate. When you meditate, you're allowing yourself to be in a very peaceful place. And your thoughts are most of your thoughts are going to be sorted through calming your mind down. If you don't know how to calm your mind down to get to a place of not thinking and not planning and not just always being in the next moment, that is something that you actually truly have to practice on. I utilize the importance, I highlight the importance of this in my sessions. So, like I said, YouTube is just to connect with you guys. If you want to connect deeper, if you want sessions, if you want to join the healer's journey, if you want a reading or any of things like that, the information is in the description box. Because I almost be wanting to go all the way in, because I be wanting to just help people heal so much. I'm like, okay, so do this and do this and do this, but I have to understand it's a YouTube video, so I want to help though. I really want to help. Okay. And the next card come out and said, now that you ask the angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance and assistance. You deserve heaven's help. Exactly. You deserve everything it is that you want. Okay? You deserve what it is that you want. You deserve to be around good people. You deserve to be around people that appreciate you. You deserve to heal. You deserve to thrive. You deserve it all. Not just material success, but you deserve it all in general. And you mostly deserve to be able to sit soundly with yourself and to be happy and content within yourself. And when you heal, you just have this, you just always in a zen mood. And even if you're not there, you know how to get there. Okay? So, and in the next card that comes out, it says patience. Now is the time to learn, study, and gather information. Enjoy being a student, because in the future you will synthesize your knowledge into actions. Exactly. Let me see if that's the only one. And let's pull an affirmation for you. Pull your affirmation. And I'm praying for your growth. I'm praying for your healing. Like I said, get you something to clean your energy. That way you don't carry the weight of the world on you each and every day. You're allowed to be into your own energy. And you can feel it for yourself. So let's pull one more card. All right. It says the wise one who control body, speech, and mind are indeed the consummately controlled. If you can control your speech, your body, and your mind, that's the ideal. That's the epitome of being in control of yourself. Okay, so you got this. Whatever it is that you need to do, just go ahead, go within, meditate, and understand that he who controls their mind, speech, and body is the ultimate wise one. All right, I'll talk to y'all later.